Hello and welcome in another episode of Derail Valley, where I'm doing my best to drive virtual locomotives without causing major disaster. Or do I? Anyway, before we begin, I'd like to remind you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done that already, and follow up with bell button to turn on the notifications and stay up to date with my latest content. So, welcome in another episode of Derail Valley, and at the very beginning, I would like to apologize, everyone. I said last time that I'm going to try to get hazmat license before shooting this episode, so that we got some nice and interesting content to show off. Unfortunately, throughout this week, as you may have noticed by just listening to this video already, I've been very busy trying to get my microphone to sound like somewhat correctly, because in last episode you probably noticed that it didn't exactly sound as good as you would expect, and that pretty much scares people from watching the videos, and I wouldn't like that. So I've been focusing on technicalities of my videos. I've improved some graphics quality, I've improved some sound quality, and hopefully right now I'm at the level I would like to be, and changes will be just slight, delicate tinkering with my sound, with the graphics, so that we can get even higher, however, without switching my focus completely for a week or so. So anyway, I haven't done much in my save game, unfortunately, so I did some shunting around the harbor, and let me just switch to the game window so you can see it. So I did some shunting around the harbor. I'm currently at $26,381.93. I got no fees at all. I managed to clear them out before shooting this episode. However, there is not much else I can do in this station. This shunting job requires me to have Hazmat 2 and Long License 2, which I definitely don't have. This one requires me to have at least Hazmat 1, which I don't have. Logistical haul, I can't do those since the patch arrived, so I can just throw them into the bin. Oh my goodness me, there we go. I can become a basketball player, I guess. Right, so this one is Long 2. I will leave it on the table for now. What's that? That's shunting with Long 1 license. Okay, I could do that, but, well, it doesn't really pay. Freight haul to City Southwest for $6,000. That's something that might be interesting, especially that these are only 4 wagons, so I could eventually go for it. Let's see, City Southwest again, this time 278 tons. Long License 1, another 6 wagons. I could eventually take interest in that, especially that it actually pays. What's that? Freight haul, harbor and town, and requires Hazmat 2. Bin it. Freight haul, empty cars for $3,000. Yeah, right. Sure. I'm not going to go all the way to goods factory from here. Yeah, it's quite a long route, to be fair, because I can't take this side. I would have to go all the way around if I did that. So it's either going through steel mill and goods factory this way, so that's at least half an hour route. Screw it, I'm not doing it. Nope. $7,000. Okay. You convinced me. What's that? Steel mill, hazmat. Go away. Machine factory in town. Right. That is a job that I could technically take if I would get Long License 2, which I can afford. This is long one. Food factory in town, all the way down there for 2 grand. Well, 3 grand. No way. And another shunting job that I could do straight away for just short of 2 grand. Right. So my choices are heavily limited, as you can see. Yeah, Bennett. And you, right. So that's the only job to goods factory in town that is actually somewhat interesting. It's heavy, but I could take shunter and do it. The question is it worth it for me to actually take effort and do job that will pay me maybe 12 grand tops? Screw it. I ain't doing that. Right. So with those limited choices, I could eventually go for this one. Invest 20 grand, and this job would pay me about 12, minus payments that I would have to make for fuel and servicing shunter. So we're looking at 10 grand straight away that I could make within the next perhaps 30 minutes. I know where those cars are, so it's not that bad. And long license too is a good investment. The problem is that it requires specific jobs, and sometimes they are available, sometimes they do pay a little bit more, but they might be a bit too heavy for shunter, and then I have to use 2 shunters if I have them. If I don't, well, that's extra cost. I'm not sure if I want to get into that stuff. It is definitely worth investing into at some point, but I think I would like to have hazmat license first, mostly because hazmat jobs pays. Right, screw it, I'm not doing you. So it seems that City Southwest is offering me the best revenue, and these 2 jobs, yeah, they are nearly 500 tons. So what I could do is to take a risk, grab a shunter, and do them with shunter. It's not gonna be easy haul, and definitely the train will be much less responsive because I'm planning to take nearly 500 tons. And yes, I know I could take 2 shunters, but well, running costs of these would be a little bit high. What I could do is to take another risk, add extra 40 tons to this cargo, take 1 shunter, pull another one right behind me just in case, and then grab both of these cargo. And that could technically work. This way I could, let's say, grab the cargo, pull it into proper spot, get things sorted, and if my loco would eventually struggle at some point, I can always start the engine of the second one and eventually use that extra resources. Because then I have to service both of these locomotives. You need to remember about that. And I really want to save costs, because for both of these jobs I can make just short of 20 grand, I guess. Is it? Yeah, that's 14 grand plus 7. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty much 21, 22 grand minus running costs. So if I can cut running costs, then at next station, after I finish servicing my locomotives, I could get hazmat license, which I really want. Right, so let's find those wagons and let's see what I can do with them. I will probably speed up this video if there is a lot of checking up for those cars, mostly because I'm trying to take 2 jobs, and harbor is pretty much large station, so it might take a while before I find things. Right, we are looking for FH30 and FH20. Okay, no, that's definitely not one of them. Nope, 92 doesn't seem like FH44. Nope, that's chemicals. I'm not interested. Those are these tractors that I would need to pay 20 grand to be able to sort them out. Right, what about you? Okay, so that's FH30. So this is one of my cargo. Where is the next one? I don't think. Yeah. Oh, is that FH30? No, that was FH30. I'm looking for FH20. Yeah. Yes, I'm looking for FH20, and it needs to have cars on top of it. So that's passenger station. I don't see any cars in here, so I believe they might be there. I think I saw some in last episode. These are tankers and platforms, and there are cars. Is that FH20? It is. Right. So, we do have some problem. Yeah. I would need to move this consist first before I can take this one. Okay. Okay, so definitely we are going to look at a video that's a little bit speeded up. So I'll see you guys soon. Okay, so here we are, back in station office, as you've probably seen so far. We managed to assemble our consist. FH30 is on the back, I need to remember that, and FH20 is at the front. It is going to be very important because FH30 is the first job I'm going to give back, and FH20 is the second job I'm going to give back. I'm going to check where I'm going to leave them on my way. And right now let's jump into locomotive and let's save up some time by just heading off. At the very beginning I will refrain myself from using power of 2 locomotives. We do have them, and I definitely going to be using both of them if such opportunity arises, or if I need to use power of them. Obviously, as long as I don't need that extra power, I will try to not use it, because that's less servicing cost. That's why I haven't started the engine of the second locomotive so far. I am genuinely trying to eventually not use that power at all, at least if I can. Right, we are getting to 20 kilometers per hour. All the junctions should be set. I will give it a look really soon. I'll just want to get some extra speed. And there we go, and now I can just quickly teleport myself to the front and check this junction, and it is set. So now I can just go back where I left. I can even take some nice photos, because everyone likes good photos, do we? Oh, just look at this. Looks awesome. There we go. Let me just grab one more shot. And yeah, you look beautiful. There we go. Okay, good. So we are rolling. I don't need any extra speed, because next junctions are going to limit it greatly. So now I can check my job description. Where should I leave those? C3I is the first one, that's 20, and 30 is C3I. So both of these jobs are going to the same siding. So let me just quickly check. Siding C, that's northeast east. We are going to approach from the east, definitely, because that's the only approach from well, for this city. Northeast would be that other approach. So pretty much when we arrive, all we need to do is to take this junction to the right. Let me just check if I can. Yeah. We need to take this junction, which is unmarked right at the moment. We need to go to northeast and then reverse back to the right junction, and that's where our route will end. We need to also remember that eventually there is no continuation of the track. That's like a siding that has actual buffers at the end, so we need to fit our consist fully into that C3I siding. Right, the trucks are going uphill in here, so I'm going to use some sand because I'm pulling quite heavy load. This locomotive should be able to pull around, well, according to the guide, it is 400 tons. But I used to carry almost 600 when we were doing some shunting in iron ore mine. So I believe right now we have just over 500 tons with us. So it is going to be heavy. Our locomotive will obviously struggle a little bit, and we are going to use some extra resources like sand, for example. And as you can see, that dial is going really low, really fast. So definitely, if there is such need, I will use both locomotives. Oh, as you can see, wheel slip is real. Right, on this junction I need to keep to the left, and then the tracks should become a little bit more stable for me. There's gonna be a little bit of an uphill road, so I might definitely need some help from the second locomotive. So this track needs to be switched. I'm just over 30 kilometers per hour, and my engine is getting some temperature. Right now I can turn this off, and I can let my train coast a little bit. Let me just catch the other switch. Yeah, the train is slowing down because we are going uphill. It is not going to be easy route, but if I can make it by pulling the whole thing with only one locomotive, and we need to remember that because I took the second locomotive, I'm effectively pulling extra 40 tons at the moment. It is not going to be that easy. Right, but hopefully I can make it, and it's gonna pay. Right, I am speeding up just slightly. Engine is not getting any extra temperature, and we are entering even ground. So hopefully right now I will be able to make it. I'm doing 25 kilometers per hour, and I'm on route for past 6 minutes. So there is still 46 minutes left on our task. We should be okay. Right, 30 kilometers per hour, the limit is 40. I should be okay, especially that I'm driving shunter, which is very easy to drive compared to steam locomotive. On a steamer I would have harder time on those bends. However, I would have much easier time to control my speed. Right now I can slow down or let the train coast. I'm doing 35, which seems to be safe speed. I need to remember that this is the route that I derailed for the first time in this game. Yes, that's exactly this stretch of track. Not exactly this place, but it wasn't far away from here, where I basically derailed and ended up in that lake below me. So I really have bad memories with this area. However, it is a very nice looking area, and as you can see from the windows, the game actually looks much better now in this region. Right, the new speed limit is 50, so let me try to catch it a little bit so that I can eventually save some time, because with every passing minute I need to hurry up more, and that's not going to be a short route anyway. Right, we are slowing down because this is a very heavy cargo. The speed limit is 40, so we need to bear that in mind. Right, we are doing 30, new speed limit is 50 from what I can see. So right now we are doing very good. Let me just see the map. Yeah, we haven't gone that far, so definitely we need to step on it. But obviously there are some traps laying ahead, I believe. This is a very curvy road, and I wouldn't be surprised to see some nasty speed limits in here. Especially that last time, I think I've been doing like 40 with tankers. You can see that in one of the past episodes. And eventually I ended up swimming in a lake. Well, swimming would be exaggeration because the game physics doesn't simulate water yet. But you know the drill, yeah. Eventually my locomotive ended up in that, well, in that water, yeah. Let's say it was in. Anyway, hopefully we won't see that in this episode. I really hope that this won't happen, because I would like to progress through the game and show you all the different cargoes, try them for myself, and eventually pull something that pays a lot of money but is very, very risky to pull, like ammunitions or perhaps some explosives, because that's where the fun is, when you can actually sacrifice a high cost for making mistakes. Because so far what I've noticed with my latest shunting activities was that I lost some money on shunting just because I became a little bit careless. So that is this psychological effect that I'm getting already, because my jobs became less and less challenging. There is pretty much no challenge. I could slowly go through the game, earn everything that the game has to offer. The only thing that I would have to overcome is boredom, that's coming from repetitive tasks, because obviously doing shunting all the time with cargo that is very easy and doesn't really punish you that much for making mistake is not fun anymore. And the biggest punishment I can get is like a grand or two for scratching the rail cars a little bit more than they are supposed to be, right? Let me check my speed. I'm slightly above 40 kilometers per hour, and that's the bend that I jumped last time and ended up down there. Hopefully that's not going to be the case this time. I'm going to slow... Whoa, 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 whoa. I am definitely going way too fast. Right. 25 might be a little bit too much. Right, I'd rather stop than enter this bend with too high speed. Yeah. Now you can see what I meant by nasty speed limits. I was pretty much doing 40 on a 40 speed limit track, and then suddenly, like after going on a curve, I noticed, yeah, there is 20, mate. Surprise, surprise. So yeah, just as I expected, it is not going to be a nice route for me, especially that I'm pulling a little bit more than this locomotive can handle. So it's gonna give me a little bit of a challenge, at least. So I'm not complaining about it, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. And who knows, maybe I will eventually make mistake at some point. It is very possible, because I'm taking extra risk. Normally, yeah, you do everything to not take extra risk, and just remember, kids, don't do this at home, yeah? Don't try to drive your locomotive on a bendy road when you exceed a maximum capacity of what that locomotive can do. Same applies to pretty much every single lifting or pulling equipment that you might use at work. You shouldn't, well, you mustn't or you must not exceed the weight limit or allowed limits in order to perform your job safely. Of course, as many of you who are working knows, it is a wet dream of every person who sits in the office drinking coffee all the time, doing nothing at all, and setting the limits that are completely unrealistic to the people that are actually doing the hard work. So yeah, whoever ever worked in any sort of industry that requires you to use any sort of equipment, you will know what I'm talking about. It doesn't mean that these works are completely unrealistic, but expectations are way higher than actual pay for those jobs, which is really sad, especially considering current times where many jobs struggle to actually make the ends meet. I've recently got reports that some airline companies decided to use that opportunity to actually punish their own employees for being their employees, for trying to do their best for the company, while at the same time shareholders and people in the high offices are not sacrificing anything at all, because all they do is just sit in the office doing basically nothing, crying that they don't have money while their money reserves are counted in billions. So it's like, yeah, sure, you've lost some revenue, you've lost some income for that period, but like, sorry, punishing your employees that are making just slightly above the minimum wage is a little bit like inappropriate in my opinion. So yeah, well, let's not dig into politics on this channel, but yeah, it really pissed me off recently when I heard that there are companies that are taking that disgraceful move, and those are mostly airline companies that seems to be in some sort of like a backdoor agreement, so they all complain that everything went to really bad state, while in reality countries are pumping billions of dollars, euros, pounds, whichever kind of money you are using. They are pumping lots of money to actually keep those airline companies going, and they still complain, and they seems to be trying to use recent events around the world as an excuse to actually punish their own employees. So it's really hard to give anyone advice on that, or opinions about what should those employees do. But if my company would have done that to me, I would just quit on the spot. There's no point to work for them. And the truth is that if there are no pilots, planes won't fly anyway. So like, yeah, sure, you can cut my pay by half, but who's gonna fly that shit? That's the question. Autopilot won't do everything, so it's like, yeah, that's what I think about it. But again, it's harder to put so many people together as pilots, all the aircraft crews, than to get few guys that run those industries together, so they can agree that, yeah, we will all cut pays, and we will all cut job positions, which eventually is understandable if they hire too many people to actually meet the business requirements. Well, that's inevitable. But cutting someone's pay, it's just disgraceful. So that's my opinion about it. Anyway, let's focus on the game. I am slowly crawling through this valley. It's really hard to navigate around here, because as you can see, speed limits are quite nasty, and my train is not as responsive as I would like it to be. So eventually I am very slowly making some progress. I still got like 35 minutes on the clock until I have to park this bad boy in the right siding, and hopefully I can make it on time. I'm not going to lie, it's taking me some time. I just got as far as I got at the moment, and if I won't be able to speed up really soon, I might end up not meeting the time requirements. So hopefully the next bit of tracks will be much faster. There is 40 km per hour speed limit, so I am hoping that when I clear this short stretch of tracks that I am currently on, I can eventually start making some real and serious progress. Right, my fuel went down to about half. When I'm gonna reach a third, I will start the second locomotive, because if I run out of fuel in this one before I can use both locomotives, I might end up having to use only one for the remainder of the road, and it would be very inconvenient. So I'd rather have some extra fuel, and as I can see, I am burning quite a lot of it, because engine is taking extra effort to pull this heavy load. Right, I can speed up a little bit again. The new speed limit is 70. I should be okay with that. And now we are entering the tunnel. There we go. Okay. We are making progress. Speed limit is 80, so I can really carry on and smash it. Whoa. A little bit too much on the accelerator, so I scratched the wheels a little bit. It's inevitable. I will have to repair the wheels after this route, and there will be some damages to them. But a single shunter is not that expensive to repair. Two shunters would be much more expensive. So hopefully I can preserve the second one from taking any damage. Right, can I... oh, okay, give me some sun, baby. 80. I am currently... whoa. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right. I am overheating a little bit, and I'm hitting just 50 kilometers per hour. Right. 70. Ooh, okay. Let's let it coast. And I think I should slowly start to prepare to turn on the second locomotive, because that's not gonna get me anywhere if I'm going to go only at 45 km per hour. I just want to wait for next junction, which I can clear. Right now the speed limit is 50, so I'm not that worried about going slow, but I would like to be able to clear those fast sections faster, and then we will enter this area with those nice bridges, because that's our next stretch of road. It's not going to be that long, but it's still gonna take us a lot of time to go through that if we want eventually speed up. Right, that's Small Valley. I'm not sure what's the speed limit there, but I know there is a sign. Oh, there's no. Right, what's the temperature? We are getting lower on temperature. Thankfully the train kept its speed really nicely, so now I can give it a little bit of a push and hopefully speed up a bit. I don't need much, because I'm approaching junctions, and I believe speed limits on those will be around 40-50 kilometers per hour, if not lower. So I don't need to rush at this moment. We should now, we can see the sign. We are doing 48. I am happy with that. Right, so this one is taking us to the right direction, so I don't need to worry about this one. We will enter that long bridge. There we go. Still doing 50. I think we might eventually live with that for a while. Okay, we still got around 29 minutes, I believe. Looking at the clock, so we should be fine. We should be, because I will jump to just okay. I will help us a little bit by starting the other loco and setting the accelerator. I can do 70. Oops. Okay, that looks good, and now I can set this one up. Can we eventually speed up? Yes, we are finally speeding up. Good. So now, okay, so now we need to let this one coast and let this one coast. Because new speed limit is 40, which is exactly how much we do. That doesn't look good. Right, 40 kilometers per hour is going to definitely set us back. We got 27 minutes probably to get there. We are pretty much halfway through. Without any problems, we should make it. I just decided to spend some extra fuel to keep this train going. Because later on, closer to City Southwest, I think the tracks were going uphill anyway. So I will definitely need the power of those two locomotives sooner or later. Right, 50 kilometers per hour. Yeah, we can do with it. Right, I will quickly jump here. And we are back at 40 again. Are we speeding up? Not really. Okay, we do. Okay, both locos slowed down. New speed limit is 90, but my wagons are still on 40 section. So I definitely don't want to speed up just yet, to avoid any derailment. How do we look at the map? Okay, we are soon going to approach the junction, so I don't see the reason to actually push this loco harder than we have to. Even though the speed limit is 70, I don't believe that we ever going to get even close to it, mostly because we just don't have that much time. However, I think next stretch of tracks is going downhill, so we might benefit from that one. Right, yes, and we are going downhill now, so I can let it coast. Just use a little bit extra momentum, and now we are coasting. Let's leave it like that, 45 kilometers per hour, and from now on we are just going to use our brakes, because right after this bridge we have to slow down. I also need to be on the lookout for speed limit signs, because we might need to slow down rapidly after this bridge, or even shortly before. I will apply some brakes. Oh my goodness me. Yes, Definitely brakes are needed. Oh my goodness me. I am a little bit on a fast speed. Okay. But I should be okay. I slowed down even more than I have to. But I don't even need to touch the accelerator. The train will start speeding up on its own as soon as the brakes will be released. So we are going downhill. So all we have to do, as you can see, is to keep our hands on the brakes. And the train is again speeding up on its own. I don't even need to add anything to accelerator. And now the trucks are going downhill with a speed limit of 40, which is not super convenient. But we need to go through that. The next station that we are going to pass through is going to be Sawmill, because I believe that's the track that we are going through, or perhaps we want to turn. I think we might turn north in here and then turn straight to the city southwest to save some time. Right, I need to keep those brakes on a little bit. This train is starting to speed up dangerously fast and the trucks are showing 30 kilometers per hour speed limit, so I don't want to go too much above that, mostly because my rail cars might not be as tolerant to higher speeds as my shunter is. I know that with the shunter, if I would do 50 on this stretch of tracks, I could probably get away with it, but I'm not sure about some of those rail cars. They might eventually not be as tolerant to such speeds. Right, so change of plans. I'm not going through Sawmill. We are running a little bit out of time. I will turn north on the next stretch of tracks. It should be a little bit faster than the tracks I'm on. I just gave it a touch on the accelerator, but the tracks are going downhill again, so I don't need to touch anything. Speed limit is 70, which is high enough for us to actually be able to let the train coast and not touch anything. So that's nice and easy area. We can pretty fast go through it, which is even better. Just look at those views. Oh my goodness me, I just love it. Right, tracks look good. There's a speed limit in the distance. I think that's showing 90. Okay, so I'm perfectly fine with that. We are doing just above 50, so there's no risk of us jumping off the track, but the speed limits are going down rapidly and I'm starting to do 60. Yeah, I need to slow down to 40. Is it 50? Okay, right. At least, yeah, the junction is set correctly. I am just below 40, so technically I should be okay with that speed limit. New speed limit 60. Okay, okay, that looks good. That's 50. I am still below, so I feel safe. Right, we got less than 20 minutes now to get to our destination. Can we get through this stretch of tracks within next 20 minutes? That's the good question. And we are now going uphill, which is definitely going to require a power of 2. Okay, speed limit 70. Yeah, we are doing 30. That's not too fast. Hopefully. Okay, I am using some sand. And we are speeding up to 40. Right. Just quickly jump to this cabin. Let's let this one coast. I'm doing 40 now, and it doesn't seem like the power of these locomotives adds up anymore. It's like, oh my goodness me, what? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, that looks dangerous. Right, I will probably fully stop on this one. Wow. If I wouldn't smash those brakes, I would probably have derailed. That 20 speed limit was absolutely unexpected. And there's another, and I'm speeding up. Oh, shoot. Full brakes on loco. Can I keep it within reasonable... Oh my goodness me. That cargo is really pushing on me. You can feel that. The loco is pretty much not slowing down, and independent brake was fully on. Look, as soon as I released it, I've started to just smash on the speed. Wow, it's absolutely terrible. Right. Okay. 25. I am above speed limit. Ooh. Ooh. Can I make it, or am I going to derail? Oh my goodness me. Speed limit is 40. At least that's what the sign on the, well, going the other direction says. But I can't believe in that. Right, I'm doing 25. I don't hear any squeaking, squealing, crying. I should be okay. Oh my goodness me. Right, quick look at the map. Yeah, there are few tight bends in front of me. I am doing 30, and ooh, I can feel this turn is being a bit too much. Right. 25. Okay, I can start speeding up. There's speed limit of 50 right now. So hopefully this sign doesn't lie, and I can let the train to actually gain that speed. Our fuel seems to be okay. We are still going downhill, and new speed limit is 50. Train is speeding up rapidly. Wow, that is indeed a little bit of an issue. 70. Right, I'm doing 35, and I feel like this turn is going way too fast. Oh my goodness me. Right. For now, everything goes well. The next speed limit is 40. I will use train brake for that, because independent brake doesn't seem to be doing much, and I really need to keep that in check. So I'm going to keep tapping that independent brake to keep that speed just slightly below 40. I know that we are approaching another junction. Wow, this is 60. Seriously. And there is another speed limit of 50. I'm just going to tap on the brakes, and the train is about to slow down. Yeah, the train keeps its speed. I can now just throw this switch. Yeah, train seems to be keeping its speed. I am below, well, I'm just slightly above 40. So that is good. Speed limit is 50. Right, I now started to slow down. I can fully release the brake. By the time they are released, I should be on okay area. Right, I want this to be switched that way because I think that's, yeah, that's the right way. And now we are on our final stretch. Yeah, we are pretty much nearly at city southwest. We need to go past the city. Let me just check the station map. Yeah, we are going to approach from the east, so then we need to turn right, go past the city southwest, just as we would continue to machine factory in town, and then stop at the right moment, throw the junction, set up everything for our appropriate siding, and then park our train, and that is pretty much our route done. It was kind of exciting at the end, especially when we were going downhill. But yeah, the first part of the route was, well, it was very slow. We were going on a very curvy road, and there's not much to say about it. Yeah, as you can see, that's the first junction we are supposed to go past. So we are now approaching. So that's the way on B junction. We don't need that, but we need to throw the next one. We are going just above 30 kilometers per hour, so I need to keep that in mind. Because I believe that next junction. Wait, oh no. That's not the one. The next one is the one that we are interested at. So the next one will eventually take us to junction B, or siding B. But we don't need to go on this one. Okay, this one is set correctly. I need to slow down because, yeah, that's our new speed limit. We are pretty much just slightly above. I will just give it a tap on independent brake to slow us down. Being at the speed limit is definitely not helping us a lot. I need to throw this one. Okay. And I think that, yeah, I think that's the next one that we need to sort out, is it? Yes. So after this junction, which we need to throw, by the way, there we go, we now need to prepare to stop our train. So let's have a look. Yeah, our train is almost past that junction, so we should soon be able to stop. I think this road goes uphill, by the way, so it shouldn't be that hard to achieve. Let's give it a little bit more. Perhaps I could crawl. Can I even crawl that far? Okay. I'm really tempted to stop next to this 100 kilometer per hour sign, mostly because then I can just push the wagons so they can roll on their own. Okay, I am going to stop now. And okay, I'm going to release train brake. Let me just go behind. Oh yeah, we got plenty of road to cover. That's good. Right, so we definitely need to throw this one. Then we need to throw this one, because that is supposed to be siding. That's 6L, that's 3I, 4S, C2I. Okay. And where am I supposed to? C3I. So that's the siding that I'm actually standing on. Good. So this one's set. This one's set. Is it all set? Yes, it is. So all I need to do is to make sure that I can fit this train in. Okay, good. I can start reversing. That is perfectly fine. I still got around 6 minutes to make it. So let's get things done, shall we? So reverser is set, and we can now actually start reversing. There we go, there we go. Just give it a push. Right, I can set reverser to neutral, release all the brakes, and turn this bad boy off. I won't need the power of 2 anymore. At least not today. Right, I'm doing 10 kilometers per hour. I can easily keep it going like that until I hit the junction. Well, pretty much I can go all the way down to the siding, because I still need to park my shunter, so I might as well leave it at the right siding. I have to admit, it's one of the first hauling jobs or haul jobs that I'm so close in terms of time. I should have around 6-7 minutes at the moment to actually give this task back. So there's not much time left. There's definitely not much time to play with. The route was quite amazing, and hopefully at this very last stretch of road we won't do something terribly stupid that will cause our train to, let's say, derail. I really hope that this is not a case. We need to remember that this train needs to actually fit in that siding. We are doing great though. Okay. Okay, and the train is about to enter the right junctions, and soon we will park the whole consist in the right spot. You can now observe from this window. Okay, everything looks good. Train is just now entering the junction. Very good. Okay, that's very good. One thing worth noting, as you've probably noticed when we've been here last time before I came back to the local, there used to be some wagons on junction 2I. This is obviously a bug. Developers have set some of the stations, well, pretty much every station resets their or its jobs when I could actually give it a little bit more of a push, even though I am in the right junction at the moment, so I need to wait for brakes to pressurize. Right. Yes, this is a thing that needs to be tweaked, because what the game does when you leave the station area, when you go too far, obviously all the cargo that's on the station, all the wagons, all the locals, everything gets despawned. This is to preserve some of the memory, prevent memory leaks and stuff like that. So that's one of the things that developers do, or one of the tricks that developers do, in order to make the game running better on your PCs, on your machines. pretty much in every other aspect. Right, we are dangerously approaching the time that we need to give this task back. So I really want to push this thing harder so I can clear off this junction. C3I, I will push it slightly harder. Right, I can turn you off. There we go. Now, what I can do is to shut... Oh, I need to keep this valve on. Right, let's detach this train. This one, this one, this one. This one and this one. There we go. So that is detached, and now I need to find station office. Where's that? That's a good question. That's a good question, my friends. And I don't know where's the station office. Oh my goodness me. Can I make it? That's a good question. Once more, good questions are being asked and I can't answer them. There should be station office somewhere. Let me just check station map. And station office is next to siding B. And I'm lost in the town. Right, siding 3S. What's that siding? Is that where the station office is? No. That's not where the station office is. Or perhaps it is. No, it isn't. Oh, you silly doggo. Right, you quickly need to find that station office. Okay, never mind. Right, can we make it? So, first job, 5115, and second job. Right, let's see. 5115 with bonus time of 53. Wow, we just made it. And second job, 5115, and again nice and juicy bonus. So our total pay for this job is $22,000 and about, well, $22,600. So that gives us $48,994 in our pockets. And our fees are standing at, oh my goodness me, what? Right, I definitely need to service my locomotives manually in order to afford hazmat license, and even then that is going to put me at a very limited. Wait, let's find that siding. There we go. So that is our bad boy. Let's have a last look at it before I will take it to the well-deserved servicing. Definitely it did a great job for us, and it was quite a long episode, I have to admit. So thank you very much for your patience. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you want to get informed about my new uploads, hit that notification bell button, and don't forget to share your comments down below. Have a great day and see you all later. Later. Out.